Hello everybody, thank you for joining me. In this video I'm going to talk about some of the things I think you need to have in your truck so that you can do your job as a HGV driver effectively. Now the things you need are going to vary from job to job, whether you're a day driver, whether you're a tramper, but I'm going to try and cover a wide range of these things and try and give different scenarios and reasons for needing certain things for certain jobs. Now this video is aimed towards new drivers, but if there are any experienced drivers watching this video, then please in the comments below leave anything that you feel that I've missed out. You know, those things that you have to take out of your truck when yours is in for a 6-weekly check or going in for an MOT. Some of these things may seem obvious for the job that you've got, but they may not seem so obvious for the other jobs. So that's the reason for trying to give you some examples as to why I've got certain things. The first thing I'd say you need to get yourself is a decent torch. Yeah, doing your daily checks in the morning, even at this time of year in the middle of summer, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, depending on where you are, it can still be quite dark. So being able to see what you're doing, where you're going, what you're checking more clearly than what you can with your mobile phone torch, to me is a no-brainer. They aren't that expensive to get yourself a decent one. Even a head torch can work as well for potentially what it is that you need to do. But a dedicated torch is something that I would say you're going to need. Being able to go down lanes to check to make sure it's clear on farms if you deliver to farms, or checking container numbers or trailer numbers in your yard that's buried at the back of that you can't see properly because there's no lights. Any scenario where you're going to need that, just your mobile phone torch doesn't always stack up, so get yourself a decent torch. Now when you're doing your daily checks, you may find a bulb has gone out, and of course yes, we should have bulbs in the truck to be able to change them over, but some of them aren't always accessible. I'd say get yourself a decent screwdriver set. This has got more pieces in it than I actually need, but I also use it in our workshop as well sometimes. But yes, being able to change a bulb when you're out on the road as a tramper, in a lay-by, nowhere near anything, yeah, it's just one of those things that the DVSA will have an excuse to pull you over if you've got that bulb gone, and yeah, let's not give them that excuse. Get yourself a half decent screwdriver set with a load of bits in it, and then at least you can take the cover off and change the bulb if needs be. Some of the other things I've got in my little toolkit is a few spanners, a few different sizes. There's just a couple there. I've also got a ratchet with a 32mm socket on as well. Some of our trailers don't have the handle for the legs attached, and the driver keeps them sometimes with the truck, sometimes with the trailer. That's the right size to be able to wind it up. Takes a little bit longer, but at least if I get there and I don't have a leg winder, I've got that one there as well. Electrical tape, handy for all sorts of things. If you've got a loose wire that's tripping something out, like I say, it's not a permanent fix, but it can get you out of a situation. Again, cable ties. Not had to do it before, but I know that you can fold over the airlines if you've had a blown airbag or something like that, just to get you out of a junction. Like I say, not a permanent fix, but I've known drivers that have had a breakdown with something like that in the middle of a junction or on a roundabout, and being able to just literally crimp that over the electrical tape to help keep it up, sealed up as well, get out of the junction to a safer place for everybody. So yeah, that's another reason to have those types of things. In my side locker, I've got spare Susies and airlines just in case I need them. WD-40. When I'm back at the yard, we use the oil to lubricate the chain tensioners, but WD-40 is always handy for ratchet straps and the chains if you need to. Mentioning ratchet straps, all of our work is machines, so it's all secured with chains, but ratchet straps do come in handy. I have had to pick up some vans and looping them around the wheels and the axles to be able to secure them correctly, and also pallets with parts from machines in them as well, being able to secure them with ratchet straps. So although I've got chains, I've got them as well. So those few bits there kind of cover the morning routine, your daily checks. Doesn't cover everything that you may or may not want to get, but like I said, these are some of the things that I have in my truck that I bring with me no matter which truck I'm going into, to make sure I've got everything that I need to get on with the job first thing. Now I guess we should move on to actually the job, driving the truck from A to B. Some of the things that I've got that I make sure I've got with me when I'm doing that. Now a charger cable may seem like an obvious thing to get, but I also bring a power bank with me as well, because if something happens to the charging sockets, the cable, whatever it is, I've got another option. I've got a box with multiple different size lengths cables in it with different attachments on it depending on what it is that I'm trying to recharge, whether it's my torch, whether it's my phone, whether it plugs straight into the USB port on the dash, or whether I've got to plug it into the 12 or 24 volt socket. So yeah, whatever option it is that you've got in your truck, take one, take a spare. Like I say, I've got a power bank as well, because I don't want my phone going flat when I need it to make an emergency call because I've broken down somewhere or had an accident, something like that. Now, one of the things I am often asked about in the comments on the video where I reviewed a Satnav is, am I still using that Satnav? And the answer is yes. There it is. Now, it is something I would say that you do need to get yourself, at the very least, is a dedicated truck Satnav or one of the dedicated apps that are for HGVs. I've not used one of those apps for a very long time. I know the TomTom one is quite popular, but yes, there is a cost to some of those as well. That Satnav, I think, was about £100, still is around £100. You program it for your height, your weight, your length, your width. You can tell it whether you've got hazardous chemicals on, ADR loads, whatever it is that you need to, and it will calculate those routes. It even knows the red routes for London for when you can and can't go on certain roads as well. So it's pretty good for £100. Some of the other things that I need to be able to do my job, because of course I am stopping on the side of roads, is make sure I've got extra high vis compared to what I'm normally wearing. Normally I've got my high vis top on as well. I've got my safety helmet, I've got safety glasses in there as well. I've got spare gloves, yeah, a few extra PPE bits that I need to be able to do my job. Some of the sites I go to, I don't need to wear a helmet. Some of the sites I go to, I do need to wear one with a chin strap. So yeah, rules vary from site to site depending on what it is that I'm doing, but that's all in there ready to go. And I've got spares of everything as well, just in case I lose one, break one, damage one, whatever it is, but it's all there for me to go. And of course, if you need that for your job, make sure you've got some spares and not just one, because you don't want to not be able to get on site because you've not got it, basically. Couple of bits for cleaning the truck I've got in here. I've got some chrome spray. I've got a few more in the door there as well. Glass cleaner, air freshener, fabric cleaner as well. A brush for sweeping the floor. There's nothing worse than getting into a dirty cab in the morning to start your day. It just puts a downer on it. So I give the cab a bit of a clean at the end of each day. Today, when I'm recording this video, I'm on a job where I'm sitting and waiting all day for some machines to be finished with on site. So the cab will get a deep clean today at some point, where all the cupboards and everything will be done. Everything will come out of drawers and carpets will be taken outside and swept and stuff like that. So not every day do I do that, but just being able to give the dash a bit of a clean every day and sweep the floor, especially with bringing in bits of tarmac. If you're on farms and stuff like that, you'll want to sweep it out, or if you're delivering to somewhere anywhere with gravel and dust and stuff. You can go down the route of getting one of the air guns and things like that. We've got one in the yard that's attached to the big compressor for the workshop, so occasionally I'll go in there and give the cab a blast out with one of them, or bring the hoover in, because I've still got the giant power bank so that I can hoover the truck out as well. So yeah, just some stuff just to keep it nice and clean and tidy. You don't have to go down the route of getting the sprays, just the white cloths, whatever it is that you want. But yeah, being able to clean your glass, clean your dashboard so you can see properly is a must. So there's just a few things that I make sure I've got with me for my day-to-day driving of the truck, and just keeping it generally neat and tidy for me to be in for 8, 9, 10 hours a day, if not longer sometimes. Now, I am a day driver and I used to be a tramper before I did do this job. So let's talk about some of the things that I've still got for being a day driver, but you're definitely going to need if you're a tramper. The first thing that I make sure I've got with me is some pillows, and behind there is a blanket as well. Now, like I said earlier on, I am on a job where I am sat around waiting all day, so being comfortable whilst I'm doing that is important to me. So, because sometimes I have to start early as well. Some people's definition of early is different to others, but yeah, I am starting early. Being on these jobs, I am able to sleep throughout the day if I need to. So, like I say, being comfortable is quite important. Now, it's not happened yet, but being a day driver as well, if I break down, if there's an issue, traffic, whatever it is, and I run out of drive time, working time, whatever it may be, Having this here as well is also helpful, because if I have to do a night out, I wouldn't want to be uncomfortable. So like I say, pillow and blanket, just to make that night out that's potentially needed a little bit more bearable. Up on my top bunk, which is normally pushed up right out of the way, so it's a little bit of a mess, is my waterproof clothes, but also my spare clothes, because if I am doing that night out unexpectedly, I want to be able to get changed for the next day. I may not have had a shower, but at least I feel a little bit fresher in the morning. I've also got that just in case, for whatever reason, something happens and I spill something on me, something gets so dirty that I can't actually wear it. I don't want to sit back in my driver's seat covered in tarmac bits or a diesel spillage or hydraulic fluid, whatever it is, depending on obviously what I've been doing throughout the day, loading or unloading the machines. So up here, all the spare stuff that I need or potentially need. So if you can bring some extra clothes with you, it's something I would do as well. Following on from that, I'm a day driver. I don't necessarily need everything. I do still have a microwave in here. I've got my power bank for charging that rather than inverter. Did a review on that as well. Video link somewhere on the screen. There's a toaster in here. There's a kettle. There's also somewhere in there as well a gas hob as well, in case I need to cook anything like that. So again, if I do get stuck on that night out, then I can make myself some food, pop into the services, pick something up, more than just a sandwich or a McDonald's. And like I said, being on that job where I am sat here waiting all day, I can do myself a decent meal in the microwave or on the gas hob if the need should arise. There are a few other job specific things that I used to carry around with me that I no longer do. When I was working on containers, I used to carry around a pair of bolt croppers so I could cut the seals on site if need be, if they didn't have any. Sometimes I got to site and they didn't, or they were halfway across the warehouse being used by someone else, or somebody had run them over with a forklift, or the previous driver had nicked them. I had a set, so at least then I could break the seals if needs be. Doing the curtain siders, obviously ratchet straps, winding them up, so I had a ratchet strap winder as well, and I had a ratchet tensioner thing as well, big bar for tightening up the straps extra if they needed to be done, because stuff may have moved. Just those things to make sure things were tight basically and put away correctly. I've also got things like paracetamol and ibuprofen in addition to the first aid kit that the company does provide me in the truck as well, but I've got my own little first aid kit up in one of the lockers as well, out the way, just in case I need that. So there you go. There is a few of the things that I feel that you need to have in your truck, from your daily routine, your walk around checks, to actually being in the truck, driving, and then sleeping / living in the truck, and also what I still keep in here for being a day driver now. Doesn't cover everything. There are going to be some things that I've got that I've not mentioned. If you want to know whether I got them specifically, leave them in the comments below. As I said at the beginning, if you are an experienced driver and you feel there's something that I've not listed here that you think that new drivers need to have, then again, put that in the comments below. But all that's left for me to say is thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, all of those good things, and I'll catch you in the next one.